Welcome to the Insomnia Project. Sit back, relax, and listen as we have a conversation about the mundane. One thing we can promise is that our conversation will be less than fascinating so that you can feel free to drift off, maybe snooze. Thank you for joining us. We hope you will listen and sleep. I'm your host, Marco Timpano.
And I'm your co-host, Nidhi Khanna. Marco, what makes a good mattress? That's something that I've been thinking about lately.
It's funny you should mention that because I just flipped my mattress yesterday. You know how you're supposed to flip the mattress so that it evens out on the other side, or that you don't have dipping? I know there's some mattresses that you don't need to flip. I know that firmness is important for a lot of people with regards to the type of mattress they get. And for me, I like a firm mattress, but I do like it to be soft on the top, if that makes any sense to you.
I think I know what you're saying. You like it to be firm so that you feel supported.
Yes.
Yet have some give or flexibility so it doesn't feel rock hard.
Right. And I wonder if there's a difference culturally with regards to the mattress that people sleep on. So, for example, do North Americans prefer a certain type of mattress versus Europeans or people in Asia and whatnot?
You know what, Marco? I think so, because I remember the last time I was in India, which was about 10 or 12 years ago.
Right.
And I remember distinctly having to adjust to the mattresses because they were so hard.
Right.
And I remember having trouble getting over my jet lag because I couldn't sleep properly on the mattresses.
I see.
I prefer something with a bit more give.
Yeah, tell me about the mattress type you prefer.
Well, it's funny you say that, Marco, because I'm currently searching for a new mattress.
Oh, I see.
So I've been trying to figure out what I really enjoy in a mattress. And I have, I tend to get lower back issues.
Oh, so a mattress is key for someone like yourself.
It is. And of course, being an insomniac, having the right tools, let's say, with a good mattress and a good pillow is key to my ability to get a good night's sleep. I enjoy mattresses that, like you, make me feel supported, but I do need there to be a softness to it. I love large mattresses in luxury hotel rooms where you walk into the room and you lay down on the bed, and between the mattress and the pillows and the large duvet, you feel like you're almost sinking or floating onto a cloud, really.
Have you ever been in a hotel where you could dial in the firmness of your mattress, or the person sleeping next to you could be one firmness and the other person could be another firmness? Have you ever had that experience?
I personally have not taken advantage of that, but I have been in a hotel where you can request a certain type of mattress.
Really?
Yes, in luxury hotels, 5-star hotels. You can do that, and if they're able to accommodate that request, it is something that they would do.
See, I was in a hotel where you could dial your firmness into the mattress in that hotel room, but it was busted, and so you couldn't dial in the firmness you wanted. You were stuck. It was stuck to a firmness that I did not like, so it ended up being not something that I enjoyed in that particular hotel. No, of course, that's no fault of the mattress company, but rather it's the fault of the hotel that allowed for this busted mattress to be in the hotel room. Now, of course, sleeping on a comfortable mattress. You know, sometimes you go into a store and you just lie down, you're like, this is the most comfortable mattress. And it seems that every year companies come out with more and more luxurious and easy to sleep. I know that you can get a all sort of sponge mattress. Have you heard of this? Like
No,
rather
tell me
than
a bit
it
more
being
about
rather than it being springs like a traditional mattress. You know how sometimes you can get a top pad that is all sponge?
Oh.
It is a mattress that is entirely sponge, so that there are no springs, but rather it's and I don't even know if it's a sponge. I'm just calling it a sponge. So, you know, if our listeners are out there and know the exact term, please let us know. But it sort of allows for your contours to be...
Are you talking about memory foam?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you. I knew it wasn't sponge. I don't know why, but it's a foam. It's an all foam mattress that has a sponginess to it that will sort of mold to your
Body shape.
and where you exert more pressure. I think that's how that works. I think it'd be interesting to invite the various mattress companies to answer this question: what is the perfect mattress for an insomniac?
That's a great question, Marco,
So,
because what would you look for?
What exactly would help one fall asleep? So I invite Sleep Country Canada, Sealy Mattress, Serta Mattress, Posturepedic Mattress. I can't think of any other mattress companies, but those are the ones that come to mind to answer the question, what is the perfect mattress for an insomniac?
I would love to hear that answer. I think, especially because right now I'm looking for a mattress,
Right.
it would be perfect for me.
Mm-hmm.
Marco, when I was a kid,
Yep.
my parents had a waterbed.
Oh, I know those were popular back in the day.
Yeah, back in the 80s, sort of early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
It was the thing to have. And it was sort of pre-memory foam and all that
Right,
technology.
right.
And it was supposed to be really good for people who had back problems
Oh,
and
I
things
see.
like that.
Was it?
Absolutely not.
Oh, I see.
Because you would get into the waterbed,
Mm-hmm.
but it was like you're floating in a pool.
Okay.
And so it would only really be comfortable
Mm-hmm.
on your back.
Oh, so you were forced to sleep on your back.
Well, yeah, I would never enjoy sleeping on my side or on my stomach.
I sleep on my stomach. So I sleep forward on my stomach.
So do I.
Oh, okay, I see.
So these water beds were just a disaster. I remember as a kid. And I remember I had an aunt come and stay, and my parents gave their bed to my aunt.
Right.
And she had mobility issues. And so getting
Oh, your poor
on
aunt.
and off of the waterbed
Right, was difficult.
was difficult because there's no firmness for you to leverage to push yourself
Oh,
up.
I see.
So it's one of those fads that sort of drifted away and was never to be seen again because nobody now has a waterbed.
They weren't inexpensive either, were they? They were, I
They
believe.
were expensive, yeah.
Yeah, they were. And did they have? Please correct me if I'm wrong. Did they have like a heating control because you needed
Yes.
the water to be heated?
Yes, they did.
So not only were you were constantly paying for this mattress to be warm because you had to heat it.
You got it.
And what happened if the power would go out?
Well, then you better hope that you have a really nice comforter that you could put on
Oh, because
top.
it would get cold, I guess, right?
Well, I don't think it would be freezing to the point.
No, fair.
But I think the whole point of having these mattresses was to be able to heat and relax you in the bed.
Right. Now let me ask you this: have you ever used a heating pad?
Do you mean a heating pad like a hot water bottle?
Or no, more like a heating. I want to say a heating blanket. A heating.
No, I haven't. Have you?
No, but we purchased one for our brother-in-law and sister-in-law, or Amanda's sister and my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, and they seem to really love it. So I'm kind of like, I'm trying to say an electric blanket, but I'm calling it a heating pad. So let me ask you again, have you ever used an electric blanket?
I have not used an electric blanket.
Nor a heating pad.
Nor a heating pad. I have used the hot water bottle.
I see.
And my dog is a bit of a heating element as well.
Okay, so there you go. You know, if you're ever stuck and you are in a cold bed and you don't have a water bottle to heat it up,
yes,
or a electric blanket or
Tell
a
me.
heating pad, you can take a bottle, so let's say a wine bottle with a cork or a water bottle, fill it with hot water, make sure the cap or cork or whatnot is secure there so it won't leak, and bring it into bed with you, and it will heat up the inside of the bed so you can fall asleep.
Now, Marco, you're always full of random facts, and I always learn something new on this show when speaking with you. This is actually what you've just described is a technique that they would use in the old pioneer days as
Right.
well. They would warm up water and put it in a I guess a metal or steel, like I don't know how they would,
Like a vessel of some sort?
vessel of some sort. But it would be cast iron, so
I
it would
see.
be so hot that you would put it in, but you would have to take it out, otherwise you would
yes.
burn yourself.
Right. You'd put coals in this. It almost, if I'm not mistaken, have you ever seen the instrument that they use to cook chestnuts? So a chestnut, I'm sure it is a roaster.
Sure.
You would put it in the fire pit and then roast the chestnuts. It was kind of like that. You'd put coals on it. It would clamp down, so cover, almost
Yes.
like a clamshell.
Yeah.
And you would almost iron the inside of the sheet so that the person who was getting in went into a warm bed. Talk about luxury back in the day.
It's true.
I'll tell you one thing that I find very luxurious, and I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but have you ever had an opportunity to sleep in fleece sheets?
Marco, I have not. However, this sounds quite luxurious, so please describe it.
So it's not even luxurious like silk sheets would be, but we ran into fleece sheets at one of those big box stores, and they were on sale, and I thought to myself, let's just buy it and see what it's like. So we bought these fleece sheets, and one winter we put them on our bed. You know, when it gets when it's so bitterly cold outside, you come into a warm house, but you still feel that chill, and you're like, will I ever get warm? Well, we had these fleece sheets on the bed, and we just jumped in, Amanda, my wife, and I, and they warm you up so quickly and so well that we now have a few sets of fleece sheets, and we use them in the winter, and I recommend them. I actually bought a set for my sister because I enjoyed them, and we have a set at the cottage for the winter as well. Now, we recently, speaking of sheets, I think I'm just going to talk about sheets for a moment here.
Please do.
We bought these sheets, or I bought this set of sheets, where the flat sheet is attached to the fitted sheet at the bottom.
Oh.
So it's a little bit strange to put it on. So imagine that where your feet would be, so the bottom end of the fitted sheet. So that's the sheet that goes around the mattress, that sort of snugly hugs around the mattress for anyone who isn't familiar. And the flat sheet would be the sheet that is your cover, I guess is how you, like
Sure.
the sheet that goes on
Sure.
top of you, right? So it is attached or sewn onto the bottom of the fitted sheet. And the nice thing about this, Nidhi, and I don't know if this is ever a problem for you, but it keeps the sheet in place so it doesn't bunch away from you.
Sure.
So you know how sometimes the person you're sleeping with may pull the sheet away from you, or it may get lost somewhere down, so you've only got the blanket on you. Well, now the sheet is attached to the fitted sheet, so you never sort of lose it in your bed.
Which also makes it, Marco, easier to do the bed in the morning, to make the bed.
100%.
That's fantastic.
100%. And I'm really sad because I only bought one set of this. I don't even know what you'd call it. Flat fitted conjoined sheet set, and I haven't been able to find another set like that. But it really is excellent.
Taste the Mediterranean at Whole Foods Market with a vibrant selection that captures the flavors of the region. Shop coastal favorites like responsibly farmed whole bronzini and jumbo white shrimp, and pair them with specialty pastas, robust olive oils, and aromatic sauces directly sourced from the Mediterranean. Want a fast and easy dinner? Grab refreshing Greek salads and tortellini from the prepared foods department. Taste the Mediterranean now at Whole Foods Market.
Carvana's so easy, just a click, and we've got ourselves a car. See?
So many cars. That's a click-tastic inventory.
And check out the financing options. Payments to fit our budget. I mean, that's...
Clickonomics 101.
Delivery to our door?
Just a hop, skip, and a click away.
And bought.
No better feeling than when everything just clicks. Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.
This spring, follow your nose to what feels good. Right now, get a free Pura Plus diffuser when you subscribe to 2 cents for 12 months. Fill larger spaces with scent inspired by layers of spring, and let your home open to the season. Now at Pura.com.
Now, what about silk sheets? Have you ever slept on silk sheets?
I believe I've slept on silk sheets once before.
Okay.
And again, quite decadent, luxurious, but cooling. So you either need... I like to be very warm in bed.
Right.
I like also the weight of my duvet on me. And so as long as the duvet is
substantial,
I think silk sheets are always nice. However...
they say that silk pillowcases are better for your skin because they don't pull.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but you were saying something that I cut you off. You're like,
No,
however,
I prefer microfiber sheets.
Oh, tell me more.
Well, it's just got... I prefer sheets that are comfy.
Okay.
I like to feel very... kind of like I'm in... I don't know. I don't know what it is. I need to have the feeling of comfort and almost like you can be like you're in lounge pants, but in bed.
I see. Okay.
That's what I want.
Snug.
Snug and casual. I'm a casual
but
sheet
warm,
person, but warm.
Oh, that's great.
And I find that the microfiber sheets really evoke that for me. So I find that my favorite sheet. But let's talk a bit about pillows.
Well, since we spoke about mattresses,
yes,
and we invited all those companies to get back to us, and we spoke about sheets, it's only natural to go on to pillows. And pillows, that's where everyone's personal style and signature really comes to the forefront of your bed.
I agree, Marco. For me, I need 2 types of pillows.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So I am, throughout the night, I will sleep a bit on my stomach, a bit on my side. And depending on how I'm feeling, sometimes I might even sleep on my back.
Okay.
So I'm kind of all over the place. I need one pillow that's firm for a side sleeper that protects my neck.
Sure.
And is a little bit thicker. And then I also need a flatter, thinner pillow in case I would like to sleep on my stomach. I have something that I can hold. Now I also have a body pillow or a longer oblong pillow.
Okay.
When I'm sleeping on my side, so that I can prop my knees up and have a good back posture while I'm sleeping. So I need lots of pillows.
It sounds like it. I'm wondering, and once again, I could be wrong. I'm wondering if the mattress isn't right for you, and that's why you have the need for all these pillows. Because I feel like you're not being supported. And once again, you know, I'm not an expert in this, and we certainly invite those companies that we mentioned, Sleep Country, Canada, Sealy, Serta, Posturepedic, any of those mattress companies, to let us know if that perhaps your issue. And the reason why you need so many diverse pillows is because your mattress is not where it needs to be. I prefer a foam, not sponge. I don't know why I wanted to say sponge before, but a foam pillow that allows me to sort of sink into it, but not all the way down. I used to have a buckwheat husk pillow. Have you ever heard of those?
No, tell me about that.
So,
it sounds like a breakfast item.
You'd think. I think in the event of an emergency, I could have probably cut that pillow open and ate the buckwheat husks, but it was the buckwheat husks in a pillow, so similar to like a bean bag. You would put your head on them, and supposedly the buckwheat kept you cool. It would allow you to sort of relax and sink into the pillow.
I was just going to say, it seems like the type of material that would have been in, you know, an eye pillow or something like that, where you can, the grains would allow you to be supported, but you know what? Sort of like a beanbag chair.
Yes, exactly. The idea was it would contour to your face.
That sounds. Now, where would you get a buckwheat pillow?
You know how you said that the waterbed mattress was a fad? I think it was a fad because, once again, being an insomniac, I tend to watch late night infomercials, and it was one of these people on the infomercial websites hawking this buckwheat husk pillows. And the worst thing is when you can't sleep and you're watching these things and you end up taking out your credit card. And I bought two.
We've all been victim to that.
And funny story is, do you want to know where it ended up?
I do, Marco.
It was stolen.
Stolen?
So my friend was going on a trip across Canada, actually, on train, and I said to her, take this pillow, it'll help you sleep. Don't use it, because I don't know if you have this problem, I hate using pillows in hotels because they're never the firmness of my pillows. Either they're too hard or too soft, and I can't sleep. And the idea of sleeping on a pillow that a lot of people slept on is not something that I enjoy the thought of. That said, I travel with a pillowcase that has a barrier, so that I don't know if you know this about me. I purchased a pillowcase that allows you, the item that's in the pillowcase never, it comes out. So like anybody who slept on that pillow and any saliva or whatnot that may have gone onto that pillow, it will not come through the pillowcase. So it's kind of, I forget what it's called. Once again, it's not coming to me, but I purchased a pillowcase like that. I took a marker that's meant to be unwashable, or a fabric marker, and I wrote, do not remove, property of Marco Timpano, so that when it's in the hotel room, should the maid come, they know not to remove that pillowcase. But back to that buckwheat husk pillow.
Yes.
I let my friend borrow it. She had it in her luggage, and she was at the hotel getting ready to go on the train, and all their luggage was in a pile, because it was a big group traveling, and her luggage got stolen out of the hotel lobby, and with it went my buckwheat husk pillow.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
There you go.
Wow.
Now, we spoke about mattresses, we spoke about sheets, pillows. What do you like on top of your sheets? What kind of blanket?
Oh, duvet all the way.
And me too.
Yeah, there's nothing else.
A really nice goose feather duvet is what I love. Some people can't because they have allergies.
Sure.
But I don't, and I'm glad to say I really enjoy sleeping with a goose down duvet.
Marco, I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more.
I think we covered the bed, didn't we?
I think we did.
We covered all aspects. Now, accoutrements to the bed. Do you use a sheet spray, or have you heard of sheet sprays? You know, we've been talking about scents in the last few podcasts.
I don't use a particular sheet spray, but I have to say that feeling and that scent when you change the sheets on your bed, I don't think there's anything more spectacular.
Without a doubt, a freshly laundered sheet that has been allowed to dry on a clothesline outside.
Oh, beautiful.
And snapped into place on your bed. And you get in there, there's nothing quite like that.
No, there's nothing. And if you can add lavender to, like a lavender scent to your sheets.
That's the sheets. That's one of the scents that you would find on a sheet. A sheet spray. But are you talking about when you launder the sheets?
No, I think I was talking about, as you mentioned, a sheet spray. I just don't call it that.
Oh,
but
I see.
I add
Okay.
a little bit of lavender, or even if you have lavender, it doesn't have to be a spray, but anywhere near the bed, it just helps you.
Oh, I see.
With a restful.
Even like a lavender-filled eye pillow.
You got it.
Well, we hope that you're sleeping comfortably on your mattress.
Or your sheets, or your pillow.
Or tucked in with your duvet or whatever blanket you use to bring you to your slumber.
As always, the Insomnia Project is recorded from Toronto and it is produced by Drumcast Productions. We hope that you listen and sleep.